I handle tons of logistics in home selling processes, but this is not just a logistical process. It's a very emotional process for people. And we're going to talk about the 6 things that are huge emotional considerations for sellers when gearing up towards selling property and transitioning to a different season of their life. The first thing to be super aware of and considerate and patient with every one of my clients is that you're not just leaving a home, you're leaving decades often of memories and connection and multiple generations growing up in a household together and all sorts of stuff in life. It's a huge deal to transition on from that. We want to acknowledge that. We don't hide from it. We don't deny it. We want to acknowledge it, enjoy those memories, and celebrate that you're moving on to a different season of life and not forget about those things. I want to be honoring of my clients in those. The second thing to be very aware of and very sensitive to is that people can have guilt and hesitation as they gear up in a process to leave a home. Again, all those emotions flood forward. It can feel very overwhelming, and we want to honor those things and hold space for that. It's never my job to tell you what you're going to do or not going to do, but generally people have made a decision and have intentionality and or necessity in their life that necessitates selling and or acquiring another property. And so as you have doubts or concerns or fears as we go, I want to hold space for those, give you time to feel those, and help you navigate those without pushing you or feeling pressure to do or not do anything. Just come alongside of you in that. The third thing that is a consideration, and this is a human principle that is super universal and relates to point number 2, is that second guessing is totally normal and it's totally okay. And it's important to recognize just because you're second guessing or having a feeling about something doesn't mean that you're making a wrong decision or doing something bad. But we stop, we pause, we acknowledge that, maybe take another look at it, kind of refer back to your goals, your needs, your priorities, which I've listened to at the get-go with every client, and we can revisit that if needed. But often it's a feeling that comes up, and we all have fleeting feelings all the time. So do I. Welcome to being human. Just because we're having a feeling or a hesitation or a knee-jerk reaction doesn't mean that anything's wrong or you're doing something wrong. We just hold space, we pause for a minute, and then just get through that together. The fourth thing to be aware of is that lots of people, almost everybody, has opinions, from family to friends, long-term friends, acquaintances. Everyone has an opinion, and often adult children of older folks that are selling houses have strong opinions about whether or not to do that. And again, nothing wrong with any of that. We want to hold space for those and listen to everybody's opinions, listen to everybody's input, but keep in mind that you are the priority, you're the home seller, and we're serving you and your decisions in this process, that it's not about what anyone else absolutely needs or demands. It's about what your needs are and what your priorities are. So not being defensive about that, again, being open and being communicative and holding time and space for that when those things come up. The fifth thing that can happen are delays in the process, but interestingly, delays are usually not logistical, especially when we have lots of time and space and heads up in order to get a property sold. The delays are often emotional hangups for people, not logistical, like the gardener not showing up or the mover or the moving boxes or the cleaners not arriving at the right time. Those happen once in a while, but generally it's about people's emotions, causing delays in a process. So again, there's no pressure in that. I'm very tender and respectful of that. So again, it's about holding space for that and allowing those emotions to come. We talk through that, we process that together, and then move on in the process. Unless you need to change plans or we need to reconfigure, we can absolutely do that as well. The sixth thing we should consider and be very careful of as well in this process, it's all these 6 things are very emotional, like I introduced up front, is that pressure is not a good thing. Pressure generally compounds and makes things worse, and can lead to rushed decisions, which then can lead to regret and snowball into affect other things in the process as we go down the way. So again, we slow down, we stop, we pay attention to those things, and I'm super intentional about coming alongside clients when that happens, because it will, and we're all human, and we want to hold space for that. I never want my clients to feel rushed or pressured, so I also want them to be honest with me. I'm honest and straightforward, I'm respectful, but I'm very straightforward with clients. As a retired police officer, I tend to be a pretty straight communicator, but again, I'm very tender in that and want to come alongside clients in that. And so if they're feeling rushed or pressured, I want them to tell me that as well, so we can adjust the process, slow down, take the time they need to work through stuff. My name is Leif. I love what I do as a real estate agent, and my contact information is below. I would love to have you reach out. When you call or text me, you are getting me directly. You don't get shuffled or delegated off to somebody else. I pride myself on having a relationship with every client and serving them directly, coming alongside them in the process. Please reach out. I'd love to hear from you.